Michael Moffat will probably play either in the middle or on the other side, and they're the danger men this week.
Yeah, it's a real. They're just stacked with attacking options. We mentioned Dario Zanata. We know only too well of him. Sam Roscoe also making his return to the Indo drill, but it will be a stern test as Alloa look to get their first points on the board. How important is it that they carry momentum from last Saturday? It's not just the heroics of the cup, but we take it into our bread and butter. We take it into the league.
Absolutely huge. I think we obviously kind of want Alloa to pick up points in the league. I think you can't be unhappy with winning last week, but I'm sure those points would have been definitely grabbed at if it was a league match as well. So yeah, need a win eventually. Hopefully it comes today.
As we start this game, we are going to remember the late great Diego Maradona, phenomenal football player. So the players will just take a minute of silence just now. A magician of the game, Diego Maradona. Let's hope some of the players in the black and gold can take some inspiration from the great man himself.
A lot to live up to, but yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed today.
Yeah, no pressure. So as the teams kick off, just a run through of that Alloa team again. Neil Parry, Liam Dick, Scott Taggart, Andy Graham, John Robertson, Stephen Hetherington, Ray Grant, Kevin Colley, Alan Troughton, Innes Murray, and up front Liam Buchanan. For the visitors today, Sinisalo, Jordan Houston, Aaron Muirhead, Sam Roscoe, Andy Murdoch, Michael Moffat, Bruce Anderson, Luke McCowan, Cammy Smith, Joe Chalmers and Jack Baird. Alan Troughton will kick off this afternoon for the Wasps. I think you were saying pre-match we were discussing a little bit about that Ayr backline. It looks like Jordan Houston is going to be playing left back, Aaron Muirhead over to right back. No real problem for Ayr United, players capable of playing there.
Yeah, no surprises either. I think Houston's been he'd been out injured for the first few games of the season, and Muirhead was playing right back during them. So yeah, I think it'll be comfortable for them at the back today.
Stephen Hetherington wins that ball and Innes Murray brings it down.
How's Murray been so far, Kieran?
He's been very positive, Innes Murray. It took him a little bit to get into it, but it was a real coming of age performance for quite a few players last Saturday, and Innes Murray was one of those. Spectacular. He was really, really up for it against his parent club's rivals.
True, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see him getting the nod again today. United go long, but Scott Taggart deals with that.
Taggart's so comfortable in centre half, as we were talking about before we came on air too.
Yeah, slotting into centre half after the dropout of Nicky Jameson. Hetherington looks for the switch out, but it's right to the feet of Moffat, and here come Ayr United with Anderson. Anderson driving forward. Muirhead goes back to his defenders.
Bit of patience there from Ayr United rather than
taking taking their time as they slip in Cammy Smith. Cammy Smith drives it across goal, but it's blocked by Grant and out for a corner. Already looking lively as Smith.
Slotting in on that left-hand side, he'll be cutting in quite a lot, kind of reminiscent of his goal against Greenock Morton.
Chalmers over to take it for the Honest Men.
Set pieces have been impressive this season too, so hopefully Alloa can defend them well today.
It's well taken by Neil Parry, and Alloa look to break quickly here. Parry finds Troughton with the throat. Alloa just calm the play down a little bit. Robertson here out on the right, looks to slip through Buchanan. Buchanan is bundled over by Sam Roscoe, and now it's an opportunity for Alloa to get the ball into the box.
Yeah, blatant shove in the back there from Roscoe, and as you said, very good chance to get the defenders back up the pitch for this free kick.
Stephen Hetherington and Innes Murray showing interest in the free kick. We all know what Hetherington can do with that left foot, so I would imagine it will be Hetherington. Hetherington whips it in, and Sinisalo drops it, and Liam Dick with the header, but it's blocked and cleared.
Kieran, again, we were talking about Sinisalo before the match. In his last league outing, Ayr obviously played well against Dundee, but he was a bit flappy as well, so we'll see as that progresses throughout the 90.
It's definitely something to challenge. Very, very highly rated down south by Aston Villa, the on-loan goalkeeper, but
Finnish youth international as well, so obviously he does have pedigree, but he does get tested on a weekly basis at the moment.
It's big boots to fill in Ross Doohan as well, obviously a fantastic goalkeeper for Ayr, but we'll see how he does as Ayr United drive forward again with Murdoch. Grant blocks that. Muirhead over the throw-in. Chalmers got a bit of space as he finds the shot. It's blocked. It's fallen kindly for Alloa. Colley brings the ball out of defence. Stephen Hetherington over to Dick. Just coming back out here to the right, and it's neat feet there from the skipper. No pass on for him though, only Robertson.
They're just so comfortable on the ball, aren't they, Kieran? I think building from the back and then finding that space as they're coming forward now, and you can see it.
Yeah, it's a philosophy they stick by very, very, very well, playing it out from the back. They do get a lot of plaudits for it, but it means nothing if you can't put the ball in the back of the net, so that is what they're going to have to do in 90 minutes this afternoon, the Wasps. Colley battling well there, dispossesses Murdoch.
It was a great challenge.
And Alloa begin to pass it round the back again. It's a neat wee flick on from Colley, and he gets it back off of Troughton. Just dispossessed there. And here is Smith. He's got Houston coming on in front of him, but not good enough to get past John Robertson.
I think what impresses me most as well is that they're not afraid to pass into somebody's feet when there's a man straight behind them as well. Like, they take that chance. And I think we saw it there definitely, as again they've moved forward.
There's a good chance then. It's Lee Buchanan's headers just over the bar. Like you were saying, very comfortable, very confident with their passing, and getting a chance there from open play.
Yeah, Liam Dick bombing forward at left back. I think it was a superb run from him, and unlucky with the header, a little bit behind him.
This game's been played at quite a high tempo so far. Two teams wanting to play football the right way, and it's making a good affair in the opening 8 or so minutes.
Hopefully it continues. Definitely two of the best footballing teams in the league, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed they keep going.
Moffat does well to fend off Graham. Houston looks to get in behind with Smith, but Robertson heads it back to his goalkeeper.
You've always got to applaud a header back from a defender to the goalkeeper. That's the rules of football.
And hopefully it's not long until we do see the fans back through the turnstiles. Obviously we're getting some fans up north. It would just be great. It's quite a spectacle watching it with no fans. You do get some great entertainment value on the dugout, but it would be so good to have all fans back through the turnstiles up and down the country. Taggart does well again with the header, but Ayr United pick up the loose ball. Sam Roscoe here, looking forward, coming out of defence. Looks at the big switch over.
It's a great ball. Mark Kerr was screaming for that to happen.
Alloa cleared it well, but it's only going as far as Murdoch. Luke McCowan beats Dick on the fake shot. Smith on the edge of the box, finds Moffat. Moffat cuts back, has a shot, and it's a good save from Parry as he tips it wide. So dangerous from here. That's what they can do, can't they?
Yeah, definitely. A little bit reminiscent of their goal against Dundee so early, 2 weeks ago in the league. I think Luke McCowan, a wee bit tricky on the edge of the box. Michael Moffat gets a shot away. How big a difference does Neil Parry make in the Alloa goal?
Such a presence, Parry. One of the best, if not the best, part-time goalkeeper in the country, and you definitely can't underestimate him in the team. It's his first big save of the afternoon. He made plenty last Saturday, and I'm sure they'll have to make a few more as the afternoon progresses. Corner comes in from Smith. It's gone right the way through to the box and cleared from Kevin Colley.
Thought we were going to get a Stramash there, but it was cleared very, very quickly in the end.
Grant intercepting that. Lively character in the midfield. It's good pressing from McCowan, and Ayr United win it back. Anderson holds it up well, finds Charmer who gets in the half turn, looks to shoot, and that one is right down Parry's throat.
I think he was looking for a player out right there to kind of lay it off to them. Nobody there, obviously, because McCowan had come inside and won the ball on the left hand side.
Did well to get it on the half turn there, but it's another shot on target for the visitors. Definitely be positive and encouragement for them.
They've already had a few more shots than they had against Livingston last week in the Betfred Cup, so they'll be pleased with that already.
Baird wins the header there against Buchanan, but Alloa win back possession. It was a disappointing afternoon for Ayr United last Saturday, but like we said, it was kind of unexpected in the grand scheme of their season. They haven't really looked like a team that's should be on the receiving end of a 4-0.
No, I think it was probably what you call a coupon buster, because people would be looking at that. Livy losing, Gary Holt leaving Livingston during the week, and then I think you look at that, a bit of a tricky cup tie against one of the better teams in the championship, and Ayr will be I think they'll be very disappointed with the way that they lost it.
Yeah, there was an opportunity, but I think the likes of Alan Forrest, a familiar name to them, having him on the opposite end, on the opposite team was definitely to their detriment. But they've got Smith now, who's doing well for them as he beats Robertson. His pass is intercepted from Graham, but the attack is still on for Ayr United. Houston switches the play out to Muirhead. Liam Dick going out to close Muirhead down, and he does do that successfully. He'll get another crack at the whip.
Ayr are constantly looking for this big switch. Baird's found it, but it's too long.
Just a bit long from Baird there. It's just that Alloa shape again. We saw it last Saturday against Hearts. They're very, very disciplined out of possession, and it looks like they've continued that so far this afternoon. Ayr finding it hard really to break through the lines.
I think if you want to beat Alloa, you need to play very well. And I think that there's very few times that Alloa disappoint you when you watch them as well. So I think Ayr have a big task on their hands to try and get the points off Alloa, but we're hoping to see some Alloa goals and going forward as well.
Hopefully there's plenty of attacking threat on the starting 11 and on the bench this afternoon for Peter Grant. But it's a great ball out from Taggart looking for Liam Dick. Dick keeps it in, gets in the box. Troughton's coming into it, he controls it, but it's cleared away from Baird.
It's what Scott Taggart brings you as well, even from centre half.
Great vision, but that's another interception. I think that will trickle out for an Ayr United corner kick. Definitely end-to-end stuff here at the under drill. Chalmers over to take the corner for the visitors. Lots of white shirts lurking at the edge of the box here. So looping ball in. Roscoe wins it, puts it across goal, but it's well cleared. Still bouncing about that box. It's Liam Dick who clears it. It's Smith now at the edge of the box. He fancies a shot, and it's another good save low down from Parry.
Yeah, superb save. I think Ayr have been dangerous from set pieces so far this season. Michael Miller, who we were surprised at not seeing in the starting lineup today, got a double on the opening day. And they do have height in there with Jack Baird. You've got Aaron Muirhead, and you've got Sam Roscoe as well.
And when the ball does pop out to the edge of the box, you've got players like Smith who's very, very capable of putting one in the postage stamp from the edge of the box. But he won't be doing that this time as he stands over the corner kick. It's another searching ball into the middle. And it's cleared by Andy Graham and helped away by Taggart. Alloa just having to soak up a little bit of pressure here. Robertson dispossesses Smith. Will come back at Alloa. It's flicked into the box, and Graham's clearance has ricocheted off the Moffat, and it'll be an Alloa throw in.
I think Peter Grant was saying that he was delighted with obviously getting Andy Graham back for the Dundee match for Charlie Adams free kicks. I think it'll probably be a bit of the same. Today Joe Chalmers is very impressive from set pieces, as I've already said, so they'll be delighted with Graham's height in there to defend him.
Absolutely, I think Graham offers you so much. He just, even just his presence, his commanding nature, the way he talks players through games, it's a priceless asset for the Alloa team, and he's aging like a fine wine, as Andy Graham. The older he gets, he doesn't seem to get any slower either. I don't know if that's because he's getting smarter and smarter, but he always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, you do get that sometimes from older players, don't you? They just get that extra bit of intelligence and movement.
That's well won again from Grant. He's looked for Colley. Colley's done well. It's neat play from Alloa once again, and it's Hetherington can spread it out. And here's a chance for Alloa to come forward.
It was a tight spot. 2 passes later, the ball's on the other wing into some space.
Graham here searching for that pass. Opts for Robertson. His pass is flicked out for a throw-in.
Plenty of midfield movement so far from Alloa, but not that much when it gets to the final third.
They'll be hoping here as Murray has a little bit of room at the edge of the box. His shot's blocked, and as far as Colley. Hetherington now looking for that pass, finds Murray again. Weaving on the edge of the box, puts it out to Dick. Dick puts the ball into the middle, it's well cleared, but only as far as Grant, who fancies a pop. And that's right into the hands of Sinisalo, but a chance there for the home side.
Yeah, first shot on target. Well shot from Ray Grant. Obviously we see those go flying over the bar quite a lot of times when it comes onto the edge of the area, but well held from Sinisalo as well. Here come Ayr United. Anderson with a neat touch back to Smith.
And Smith is brought down by Hetherington, and here is a chance for Chalmers, like you say, to do something from the dead ball.
I think Cammy Smith might fancy this as well, you know. It's a decent way out for them both.
It is Chalmers and Smith over it for Ayr. And it's well hit, and it's off the underside of the bar. And Alloa get off the hook there.
It's a superb effort from Chalmers.
Absolutely. It's inches away from the opening goal here of the afternoon. Andy Graham wins that header. This game's got a little bit frantic now, but Robertson's put it back to Parry, and Parry boots it clear. Here comes Moffat. It's intercepted by Grant once again. Baird all over Troughton, but no foul given. But Alloa will come forward once again. Taggart goes long, looking for Buchanan.
Again, even a clearance like that,
It's
was actually a great ball.
Murray looking to whip it in. He whips in low, and it's Roscoe that blocks it out, and it will be a corner kick to Alloa.
Yeah, dangerous cross in from Innes Murray there. I think the lower option is sometimes good to switch it up, and I think that could have gone anywhere with a bounce.
Alan Troughton high in confidence after scoring the winner last Saturday against Hearts. Was very close there to getting the flick on to open the scoring. Swept into the box, is right on top of Sinisalo. His punch is clear.
It's a decent punch from this
done
time.
well in
Smith
beating Grant. Smith driving forward. He's got support here from McCowan. He opts to find McCowan. It's good, neat play at the edge of the box, but Graham's back there and intercepts it. So we were saying, Andy Graham, he's maybe not the fastest player in the world, but positionally he knows exactly where to be at the right time to intercept that really threatening Ayr United attack.
And that came from a Alloa corner. I mean, maybe doesn't have the pace, but he's sprinted back there to make that interception.
Roscoe wins that from the goal kick, but will come back into the midfield. Good challenge there from Graham. Troughton's pass is not the same wavelength there as Murray.
I think we've talked about Michael Moffat a lot, we've talked about Cammy Smith a lot, and we've mentioned Luke McCowan a few times, but Bruce Anderson been relatively quiet so far up front for Ayr.
Yeah, he's been handled well by Andy Graham, and there's a cry of frustration there from Bruce Anderson. But we know he might be quiet now, but you just can't give him half a yard of space in the box. He's such a clinical finisher on his day.
He's he had a great loan spell with Dunfermline, and I think when he came back to the Championship, here we go.
Robertson's won it well, and Colley gets the chance to put it into the box.
It's a great ball in as well. Nobody there for.
Another chance coming from nothing for the Wasps, but they have another opportunity to drive forward. But Bruce Anderson's got back well. Chalmers runs into trouble there.
Mark Kerr was screaming for that to go to the right back area. Didn't make it. Turned away in disgust.
It's a great ball from Grant to find Murray in the box. Murray looking to get the cross in, and he wins another corner kick. It's another time Alloa have got in behind with the long ball there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just need to do that. They play football so well, but if that option's available and the run's been made, then find it. And that's what they did there.
It's an opportunity for Hetherington to put the ball on top of the goalkeeper. challenge this Ayr United back line. And the referee, Barry Cook, has blown the whistle just before the free kick was taken. I think we'll just have a retake.
I think it was Troughton and Jack Baird there that both ended up on the deck, so I'm not sure what the ref's going to say to them both.
I think the whistle went just before Hetherington had played the ball, so it should just be a retake. Troughton, a name also loved by Ayr United fans. I say sarcastically. Round 2 for Hetherington. It's a good ball into the middle, and it's safe hands there from Sinisalo.
Yeah, really well held, that one. I think Bruce Anderson wanted that early, but Sinisalo opts to play it short.
It's a good bit of play there from Ayr United, and a pitch with one-touch passing. Muirhead with a bit of space on the right. Patient play here from Ayr United. Does get out to Houston out on the left. He skips past Kevin Colley, puts in with his right, it's deflected into the hands of Paddy.
I suppose he is always going to look to cut back in on that right hand side if he doesn't have the right conditions to swing it in on his left.
Paddy looks for Kevin Colley, finds him well, but his header is just out, not too far for John Robertson there.
Thought that ball was coming for us there, Kieran.
It was a close call, but it's out into the car park and it's a throw in for Alloa.
We'll get that ball after. And obviously sanitise it before we touch it as well.
So many procedures to follow. Worth it to get the game of football ahead. That long ball is well dealt with from the Ayr defence. Liam Dick gets up and wins it well. Battling header. Smith that opts to bring it down well. Turns into a little bit of space, does Smith. There's Moffat. Good wee interchange from Moffat and McCowan.
Well cut out from Colley.
It's a switch out from Murdoch that finds Muirhead. McCowan switches it out to Houston, who's got plenty of room, but his touch is just too heavy, and Robertson intercepts that. But Chalmers picks up the loose ball. Baird goes long, Robertson deals with it. Now we'll have the chance to come out and attack this Ayr United defence.
I think we're definitely seeing Alloa prefer that left-hand side to go forward a bit more today. Obviously you've got Liam Dick out there, John Robertson more suited to maybe defending a little bit more than Liam Dick on that left.
Yeah, they're both very capable of going forward. It does seem that a lot of it is flowing down the left, like you say.
I think it would be slightly different if Scott Taggart was the one at right back today, and kind of Taggart and Dick offering those options out wide from the back.
Here is an opportunity for Alloa. They've won the free kick here in the central position. A little bit further out than Chalmers' free kick, but still an opportunity for the Wasps.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with it. I think they've got options.
It's Hetherington that will take it.
Troughton's just trying to annoy Sinisalo in the box there.
Making himself a nuisance is Alan Troughton. Alan Troughton floats back into the area and Hetherington looks to go back post. And it's flicked clear by the... and it's been given as a goal kick. Must have been come off of Kevin Colley.
Not sure what the ref's given there.
I think the referee's given a goal kick. I think the manager has pointed out the linesman potentially had a better view of it, gave a corner kick.
Yeah, a bit of a strange one. I think he's given an offside.
So he has, yeah, he has given an offside. Questionable. Ray Grant wins that well. And Buchanan lets it bounce, and he is bundled over by Murdoch. It's another free kick for Alloa.
It's not really been a game for the strikers so far, has it? Because kind of Buchanan's been quiet on one side, and you've got Anderson quiet on the other so far.
Yeah, but if Buchanan can do that, make himself a nuisance, win those type of free kicks, that's part of his job as well. Hetherington whips in the resulting free kick. That one is cleared by Roscoe for a throw-in. Colley forced out of play there, and the throw-in changes. I think Buchanan does have to use that intelligence. He's been in the game a long time. He's up against two big defenders. He's not very big himself. He's just got to use that little bit of game management to win those fouls and buy those fouls.
Yeah, definitely that. And the last free kick that he won there was a prime example of that, as you said. Tried it again there and he wasn't really having it.
He's on the throw in this time as Robertson takes it quickly for Troughton. It's a neat flick in there to the box from Troughton. Buchanan into the back.
That looked a bit soft.
Of Houston there, and it's a free kick.
I think Houston knew he was in a little bit of bother there.
It was a neat play from Troughton. Good awareness from Alloa's number 10. Sinisalo out to Muirhead. It's just bounced out of play. I don't know if you heard that, but the manager Mark Kerr is definitely not impressed with that one. It's another switch out from Taggart looking for Robertson. Robertson wins it well, finds Kevin Colley. Colley's shot's blocked and it's bounced off of Robertson's chest and out for an Ayr United throw-in.
Needed to get that in earlier there when he had the chance. I think he just dallied too long on it.
Yeah, I think you could hear the call from Graham at the back. Get the ball in the box. It was just a wee bit of a delay, and the unlucky ricochet for Alloa resulted in an Ayr United throw-in. Alloa win the ball back from the throw-in though. Troughton's flicked through Buchanan. Buchanan drives it into the box with his right, and it's fumbled by Sinisalo, but Murray can't get a clean connection on it.
Great ball in for Buchanan there. I think he's done well to get in that position. Troughton obviously again, as per, picking up those positions.
Murray just couldn't get that clean connection. It was a tap-in if he could get the correct touch, but it just came at him too fast.
Goal was open for him, but yeah, just slightly behind him.
Andy Graham wins that against Moffat.
I don't think that's a thing you want to be doing, playing a long diagonal ball into the centre for Andy Graham to just eat that up and get rid of it.
Up all day indeed. That is the type of balls that he's made a career out of it. there from Moffat. He opts to head it to Alloa's benefit. Robbo looking for options.
Yeah, Robertson's on his own a little bit out here. I think Kevin Colley's gone for a bit of a walk into the centre, so didn't have that option to play down the line for him there.
Robertson finds Colley. It's fallen to Buchanan, and Buchanan's shot is into the hands of Sinisalo.
The ref played advantage there. I don't know if it was the right thing to do for Buchanan to shoot, because they had a free kick in a very dangerous position.
It was a tight angle for Buchanan, but the number 9's always going to have a pop from there.
I think Peter Grant would have been shouting at him if he hadn't shot there.
It's another header won by Graham, and that's opened up an opportunity for Alloa. Troughton skips forward, puts across goal, and it's ricocheted off. I think that's ricocheted off Colley, and it's out for a goal kick. Ayr United getting break of the ball a couple of times in the last 5 minutes.
A little bit of a one-on-one there at the back when Alan Troughton went through. I don't like to rip into him at all, but I'm not sure if he's got the pace to get in behind the way that he wanted to there.
He opted for the pass, and it's resulted in an Ayr United goal kick, but another opportunity with some neat play in the midfield from Alloa. Taggart this time winning it for Alloa.
A couple of positive breaks of the ball there for Alloa.
Colley finding some space in the middle of the park. Hounded down by Chalmers, but keeps possession. Alloa making that Ayr United front line work.
There's been a couple of periods like this in the match where both sides are having a bit of controlled possession, just keeping the ball a little bit more. I think Ayr have been doing it a little bit more in the last maybe 15 minutes or so than Alloa, but I guess sometimes it is positive to have that period where you're just taking that little bit of a rest rather than bombing forward every single time.
Just looking to carve the openings with Alloa. Not that time though, as it was intercepted, and here is Ayr United in possession now with Muirhead out on the right. Taggart's header is not a good one, and it's Anderson who's put it into Cammy Smith, and Cammy Smith's shot is just wide from about 6 yards out. What an opportunity from Smith, and somehow he's put it wide.
That came from nothing. I mean, one long ball. Scott Taggart hasn't really dealt with it as well as he could against Bruce Anderson. One pass later, Cammy Smith's got a great chance and just pulls that wide.
Really expecting to do better there, Smith, but a stark warning for Alloa. Robertson wins the flick on well, and Buchanan battles well to win the throw.
That was great play from Buchanan there to win that throw.
Hetherington with the push on the back there from Smith, clear as day. Another free kick opportunity for the Wasps.
Getting a few more of these now. Need to make one count probably at some point. It's getting into good time to score territory before half time.
It's the same two players over it. It's Hetherington and Murray. It's Hetherington that whips it in. It's cleared well, and here comes McCowan on the counter attack. The white shirts flood forward. McCowan finds Murdoch in the middle of the park, but Andy Graham is back once again for Alloa.
Andy Murdoch was obviously out for I think the vast majority of last season, just getting back to fitness before the start of this season. Kind of like a new signing for Ayr, but I think he is still a little bit rusty. We haven't really seen him at his best.
Not quite come into the game yet, but we know of the quality he possesses. It's a neat play here from Alloa. That's a loose ball, but he's won the free kick for a wee shove in the back. And Cammy Smith has let the referee know about his thoughts about that.
I wondered how you were going to put that, Kieran, there.
And he will receive a yellow card for that, and I think that kind of says all about what his thoughts might have been on the matter. I think it was a push in the back. It was a soft one, but there was a hand in the back.
I think Aero definitely feel. Yes, it was a soft push, but Aero feel aggrieved because they've won the ball and they're on the counter in a very good position.
Alloa could make them pay twice here as Hetherington whips it into the box. And it is cleared by Murdoch. It's a good touch from Anderson. And McCowan bombing forward here on the right. It's a great ball into the box, but it's just too much for Smith. Moffat picks it up at the other end though. Chalmers with a bit of space at the edge of the box. Finds Smith, gets it back from Smith, drives it across goal, and it's chested in by Luke McCowan. The linesman has judged it to go over the line. It's a neat bit of play there from Ayr United, and an unconventional finish from McCowan has just passed the line, and it's 1-0 Ayr United.
That seemed to happen in slow motion a bit there, Kieran. I'm just trying to process what happened. Yeah, great one too with Joe Chalmers obviously and Cammy Smith, but I'm not really sure how it's gone in the back of the net, or it didn't really go in the back of the net, did it?
It was a hard. There doesn't seem to be too many complaints from the Alloa defenders. It was a great ball across goal, and I'm not sure. I might be doing McCowan a bit of a disservice, but it seemed to just kind of hit off his chest and trickle over the line. But
will we say clever finish? They all count, I suppose.
It is 1-0 to the visitors, which will be disappointing for Peter Grant's men, who have come into the game a little bit.
The start of that goal was an Alloa free kick.
Exactly.
As well, so I think Peter Grant will definitely not be happy about that. Did say it was getting into good time to score territory as well, maybe.
And it's Mark's Care men that have got the goal. But there's still plenty of time for Alloa to draw level before the break. Still 5 minutes or so left of this game. Hetherington with the free kick. Goes the back post. Triton puts that across goal again. Ayr United deal with it.
From our angle, it looked like that was curling towards the back post and maybe going to sneak in.
Oh, his back heel didn't quite come off there. And Ayr United back in possession. But yeah, like you say, it was a dangerous ball from Hetherington. He put it in the right area and it just didn't fall for the Wasps.
Yeah, if it was any lower, somebody could have chested that in because it was kind of free at the back post as well.
Robertson intercepts that, and it's good touch from Buchanan to find Troughton. It's a neat passage of play there from Alloa to spread it out to the left to Dick.
It's the same as usual, isn't it? Alloa in a tight spot, 2 passes later, and they're on the opposite wing.
No ball into the box though, as it goes back to the 2 centre halves. But Taggart, his ball was intercepted. Looked like it would find Dick, but just short. Grant searching ball into the middle, intercepted.
Back there defending. I think Ayr might be sitting in a little bit for just before half time.
There's a little bit of miscommunication there from the defender and the goalkeeper. But Ayr United get off the hook with that one as the ball gets cleared out. Alloa piling on the pressure here just before the break. Colley is intercepted by Chalmers, and here comes Moffat. United looking dangerous on the counter once again. McCowan up against Murray. Back to Muirhead.
That's a great ball in.
Robertson deals with that ball with Houston coming on behind them. Just puts the ball out for a corner kick.
Yeah, he had to deal with that there. Houston's coming steaming in behind him.
Another chance from the corner for Ayr United. They are so dangerous on the break. You know, Alloa are in possession and it's just a couple of passes, and with that real pace and drive from the likes of Smith and McCowan, they're really challenging the Alloa back line. It's into the box, but Graham clears it.
No challenge on the Alloa clearance there, which is a bit strange for them, but that's a great ball.
It's a great ball from Kevin Colley. Houston up against Buchanan. Buchanan intercepts Houston's clearance. A little bit of a slip there from the striker, but he's done well to recover.
From it. He's got them up the pitch. Could have been more though.
It's a chance there for Buchanan, who's just crowded out there. But it's neat play from Colin Robertson. Robertson puts it into the box, but it's clear from Roscoe. Colley slips it in to Murray. Murray from the right hand side goes, looks to the back post. Troughton puts it back into a dangerous area to Buchanan. Has that come off the hand? Barry Cook says no. The attack's still here for Alloa. Hetherington into the box, and a spectacular effort from Liam Dick into the hands of Sinisalo. That's a real claim for a penalty there. It looked like it came off the hand of the United defender.
I think we'll be seeing a very slow motion replay of that in the Alloa highlights, with probably a circle around it to see where it hit a hand there.
Not to be for Alloa. This spectacular effort from Liam Dick into the hands of Sinisalo as well, but encouragement for the Wasps.
Yeah, Liam Dick getting in the kind of 6-yard box there for that acrobatic effort.
Only one goal in his Alloa career coming against Dundee. Nearly doubled his tally there. Smith does well. And here's Moffat. Moffat calms the ball down, but it's a big switch out to Houston. That's another poor touch from Houston. He gets a break of the ball there. McCowan to Smith. Smith stands up Grant.
It's a similar area to where their goal came from there, with a potential 1-2.
That ball has been adjudged to have crossed the line, the throw-in line.
Poor touch from Houston. All of his 3 poor touches have come on his right foot, which is surprising.
Strange.
Maybe thinking about it too much.
And Barry Cook blows for half-time here at the Underdrill Stadium. It is Alloa 0, Ayr United 1. Luke McCowan with the goal in unconventional fashion. It was neat play from Chalmers and Smith, and it was Chalmers that drove the ball across goal, hit off of McCowan's chest, and the referee and the linesman judged that to cross the line. Alloa have had some chances themselves. Liam Dick came close. His spectacular effort was well saved. They had a penalty shout as well. They've had a couple of stramashes in the box, but it's still Alloa 0, Ayr United 1. What's your take on the first half?
Yeah,
Chris?
I think it was quite an evenly matched first half, to be honest, Kieran. Both sides having quite comfortable spells of possession, with the other side trying to counter a bit, and I think Ayr United's goal came from one of those periods. It kind of switched a little bit where Ayr seemed to have had quite a lot of the possession. Alloa were breaking and trying to counter them. Alloa had a little bit of possession. Came from an Alloa free kick, I think it was, wasn't it? Ayr break up the park. Quick 1-2 later, and it's a goal.
Yeah, it's very frustrating for Peter Grant's men, because like you say, they've definitely not played badly at all. We're just here at the half-time scores over the tannoy.
United 0, Motherwell 0, Hibernian 0, St Mirren 1, Aberdeen 1. Scottish Championship, Dundee 1, Arbroath 0, Morton 0, Hearts 1, Raith Rovers 1, Dunfermline 0. Scottish League 1, Cove Rangers 1, Montrose 0. East Fife 1, Airdrieonians 0. Falkirk 2, Peterhead 0. Partick Thistle 0, Dumbarton 0. Scottish League 2, Cowdenbeath 0, Queen's Park 1. Edinburgh City 4, Albion 1. Elgin 0, Annan Athletic 0. Stennismuir 2, Brecon 0. And Stranraer 1, Stirling Albion 2.
Some interesting results around the championship, but obviously this is the only game that matters here on Wasps TV. Alloa could feel a little bit aggrieved with that penalty shout.
Yeah, I think so. Like we've said when we were commentating, I think it obviously happened in quick fashion, and it definitely looked like somebody had an outstretched arm or hand in there. But yeah, definitely, I think Peter Grant might not be happy about that at the end of the match.
No, I don't think he will be. But what does Peter Grant say to his players at half time? Because they have looked dangerous, especially out in this right. There's been some neat passages of play from the likes of Robertson and Colley and Buchanan as well, getting some decent balls into the area. It's just not fallen for them. It didn't fall for Innes Murray, for example, and it's just not quite coming off. But you can't be too downbeat at half time. There's plenty of room for encouragement.
No, definitely. Like I say, I think it's been a fairly matched first half. I don't think either side. Ayr will be delighted with going in 1 up at the break, but I think it would have been a fair result to be 0-0 or even a goal apiece. So yeah, I think Peter Grant won't be too disheartened. He won't be too unhappy with their performance in the first half, and another performance like that in the second half with maybe a little bit of luck, at least get the equaliser and maybe push on for a winner.
Let's certainly hope so, but take nothing away from Ayr United. They have been clinical when it mattered. They've come close as well. Obviously, we have not mentioned that Joe Chalmers' outstanding free kick that came off the underside of the bar. They've looked dangerous on the break as well. I think Mark Kerr will be probably saying similar to what Peter Grant is saying, but just the luck has been on his side.
Yeah, definitely. I think Neil Parry obviously had a couple of early stops where he just palmed them round the posts. I think Ayr have maybe had the better of the clear-cut chances, just going off of what we were just talking about. Probably,
yeah, because Cammy Smith, of course, as well had that effort in the edge of the 6-yard box. It was just wide. So you would have to say that Mark Kerr will be very positive of more of the same again.
Yeah, definitely. Ayr have the players as well in the squad and in the first team at the moment to control this second half too. I think we've seen Joe Chalmers, he's been kind of bossing it, spraying the ball left, right and centre. So yeah, I think Mark Kerr will definitely be happy with that first half, especially going on 1-0 up.
Having a look at the bench, obviously I don't think Alloa need to go straight towards the substitutes at half time, but going into the second half there's definitely some options for Peter Grant. I'm looking at names like Adam Brown, Lee Connolly and Stefan Skugel. Just a little bit of creativity, a little bit of magic in behind the striker. Obviously you've got Robert Thompson as well, who's a good option to get a joint top goal scorer this season at the club. But I think what Alloa are kind of lacking just now is just a little bit of creativity, a little bit of something special just in the edge of the box, just in that crossing position, and someone like Skugel, Connolly can definitely bring that.
Yeah, I think we stick a little plug in here, but we talked on the last podcast that we did about Stefan Skugel, and I think you'd mentioned it when Cammy was commentating a couple of weeks back that Alloa were maybe lacking that bit of a spark, and I think he can definitely bring it. I've been I'm not sure what the reasons are. You maybe tell me why he's not started yet, but I think obviously we've seen in some of the flashes when he's come off the bench that he can be that player for this Alloa side.
Yes, it was a fantastic signing, and it still is a fantastic signing. I think obviously he's a player that has struggled with fitness over the last couple of years at St Johnstone and Carlisle, and I think Peter Grant is just trying to find a way to get him into the team without making it too much of him at one time. But I think it would be unfair for any of the starting 11 from last Saturday to drop out, of course, but I think going forward you definitely have to find a place in the team for a player of Scoogle's quality. I mean, it's not every day that you have somebody that scored a winner at Wembley sitting on the bench, so there's definitely some scope to find a place for Scoogle in the team.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? He'll slot in well in that kind of attacking midfield trio too. I think he's really well suited to coming in there, making a difference and supporting whoever it is up front, whether it's Buchanan today, whether it's Robert Thompson, as you said. So I think he's got that ability, and I'm looking forward to him coming in the team and having a start as well, because I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
He's a very Alloa-esque player. I think you mentioned in the first half how Alloa always persist to play out from the back. They always play good football, even if we're chasing the game with 5 minutes to go. We'll stick to our philosophies, and Scoogle, he's a player of that ilk, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's kind of a bit of a tricky, kind of a bit Kevin Colley-esque.
He's very similar player to Kevin Colley, I think. Yeah.
Kevin Colley on one side, Scoogle on the other, Troughton supporting, and whoever it is up front. Like we said, I think that could be what Alloa need to get a few more points on the board this season.
Fingers crossed, but it hasn't, like you say, it hasn't been all doom and gloom. There has been some promise from the midfield that are playing just now. I thought Colley has looked quite tricky, quite dangerous, but Ray Grant in particular, again, we mentioned in pre-match, I think he's been probably the most impressive player in the midfield for Alloa today.
Yeah, he is so impressive because he just sits and controls that play. He's very cute on the ball, shall we say. I think he gets the ball, his head is constantly up and he's looking for that next pass, and he just makes the team tick over.
And obviously with partnering alongside someone like Stephen Hetherington, such an accomplished midfielder at this level, he does have the ability and the freedom to push forward, and we saw last Saturday had a couple of opportunities that were well saved from Gordon, and he's had a chance this afternoon as well to the hands of Sinisalo, if I remember correctly. So he has got potential to get up, and he's not scored yet for Alloa, but it definitely looks like a goal is coming.
Yeah, fingers crossed for we could get one in the second half.
Fingers crossed. We'll take a couple of minutes break and we'll be back for the second half here on WAS TV. Here come the teams for the second half. Alloa currently trail 1-0 to Ayr United. They have 45 minutes to get something from this game. As Cammy Smith stands over the ball to take this, get this second half started.
Half-time changes are very rare these days, aren't they? And I think especially for, 90-minute changes are pretty rare for Peter Grant, aren't they?
So no changes at the break, like you said there, Chris. Picked balls intercepted by Muirhead. Murdoch picks it up well, but Grant intercepts once again. Buchanan holds the ball up well, and Alloa get themselves out of a sticky situation there.
Alan Troughton wasn't happy with that challenge there. He's still having a bit of afters with either bench and with Luke McCowan, so
he's definitely not a well-liked character in Ayrshire as Alan Troughton. It'd be nice if he could put one in the back of the net to answer those critics. It's intercepted there from Smith.
Yes, they're 1-0 down, but I think that pass there was the first poor one we've seen the whole game from Alloa.
Like I said at half-time, they've definitely not played badly in the first half. It's just been that break of the ball in the box and that kind of killer instinct, which has pretty much been the story of the season so far for the Wasps.
I was going to ask you about that at some point. I think, obviously we enjoy watching them on a weekly basis, catching up on the matches, but the results just haven't fallen so far.
It has been a frustrating start so far for the Wasps. They have another attack to deal with as Moffat switches it out to McCowan. He's got a bit of room up against Dick. He slips in Murdoch, but that will go straight through to Parry. Has been a frustrating start, like I was saying, for Alloa. They've played good football like they always do, but they just lack that little bit of bite up front so far. And I think when you lose someone like Kevin O'Hara, and let's not underestimate, as much as Ray Grant has been fantastic, let's not underestimate how good Ian Flanagan was at cutting teams open. When you lose two players of that calibre, it's always going to be hard going into the next season. That's a great long ball though to Robertson, and he wins the throw in for the Wasps. Hetherington drops into defence to pick that ball up. Troughton dropping a bit deeper as well to collect that. Taggart's searching ball looking for Troughton, but that's going to be intercepted by Muirhead.
Troughton's done well in that corner.
It's good batting there from Troughton. Alloa starting positively in the second half. He'll Parry's goal kick is going all the way out for a throw in. Claims there that Jack Baird maybe got a wee nick on it, but not given by the linesman.
The ref hurrying Ayr along there for this throw-in. Still not taken, but
as he takes many steps forward, I know that is a frustration of many football fans, but he's finally taken the throw-in as well, won by Dick. Grant picks up on that loose ball once again. It's a good ball out from Graham to find Murray. Dick on the overlap. Shrugs off McCowan with ease there.
Baird got lucky there with that win, and now Ayr are on the break.
And it is Bruce Anderson on the right hand side. Smith's got a little bit of space in the middle. It is Smith on that half turn. Switches it out, but it's well intercepted from Colley. Ayr get the break once again. It's Chalmers now with a chance to get it in the box. It's found Moffat.
Great
well.
challenge.
It's a great challenge there, like you say, from Andy Graham.
Great anticipation from Graham as well. He's already on the deck before that shot is taken because he knows that's where it's going to go.
Grant picking up the ball once again for Alloa. Buchanan's pass is poor, and now Ayr United have another opportunity to hit Alloa on the break. It's Anderson who's drifted out wide. He slips through McCowan. Andy Graham stands him up well, and there's a corner kick to Ayr United. Really slack, uncharacteristic pass there from Buchanan.
Second one of the half as well for the team. Just a bit too square, not really aware of the Ayr United players that are going to step in and win that.
Joe Chalmers over to take it for the Honest Men. And it's punch clear from Neil Parry, but McCowan picks it up at the edge of the area, finds Moffat. Moffat puts it back into the danger zone, and it's well cleared from Robertson. And as far as Chalmers though again. Chalmers up against Colley. McCowan lurking at the edge of the box.
Good ball.
Finds Moffat again. Bodies are still forward for Ayr United if they can find that cross into the middle. Murdoch looks for it. Taggart flicks it clear, but he's offside.
Alloa not finding as much space so far in the second half, I don't think. I think the movement, again, in attacking midfield and up front is not really as well as it was for spells in the first half.
It definitely feels a lot scrappier this half than the first half, which was plenty of free-flowing football. You can see the likes of Troughton and Colley dropping right deep into their own back line to pick up the ball and get the attack going for Alloa. Grant looks to open up that Ayr defence. He finds Buchanan very well, who drives across goal.
Oh, big chance.
Innes Murray only needed to flick that, and he had a great opportunity, but it's gone past the face of goal, and the score still remains Alloa 0, Ayr 1.
It's a great touch from Liam Buchanan out on that right hand side to bring that Ray Grant ball down. A great ball into the box as well. Love a fizzed low ball into the box, and all Cameron has to do is get a toe in it.
Yeah, he's very close there, Innes Murray. Taggart's header is a bit wayward. And that's out for Ayr United throw-in. A couple of times Buchanan has fizzed one into the face of goal and just not quite come off for Murray yet.
Yeah, one in the first half as well. Very similar situation.
Taggart's header's picked up by Murdoch, but Colley and Troughton win that back. Hetherington looking for the pass, does find Murray.
Does so well there, Hetherington. Just so calm on the ball.
Composed play here from Alloa. That long ball's intercepted, but Grant again getting in front of that and intercepting it for Alloa. And it's Colley has a chance to get the ball into the box. And Chalmers in the right area at the right time. But Colley's just nipped right in front there, and it was a half chance there. Buchanan's shot's blocked. Colley was just given that invitation to come in and nick that off the Ayr United defence, and a wee half chance there for Alloa's number 9.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation there in their defence to get that clear, and I think that Colley does really well to read it and get in there, and Alloa have a chance now with the corner.
It's a good ball into the middle of the. It's come out to Hetherington, who drives it back into the box, and Andy Graham's header is just wide of the post.
That's a huge chance as well. It's maybe not an easy chance, maybe it just does hit off his head, but it's a big chance nonetheless.
It's just instinct to flick that towards goal there for the Alloa skipper, and unfortunately it's just fizzed past the wrong side of the post for Alloa.
Not quite Edinson Cavani instincts there from Andy Graham, but
Not quite.
No, close, but not quite.
Diego Maradona and Edison Cavani getting a mention in the Alloa Ayr United match. It's quite something. Grant looks long, but it's intercepted from Baird, and it'll be sent back to where it came from. But so many times that's happened that Taggart's won the ball, and it's Liam Dick's poor touch has gifted possession back to Ayr. And Chalmers with a bit of space in the middle, a great ball out into the wing there, but Robertson's over well and wins the free kick.
Similarly to Ray Grant, similarly to Hetherington, Joe Chalmers just got a bit of a wand, and he does use it very well.
Yeah, he's been very influential in the middle of the park for Ayr so far. Roscoe wins that header, but Grant again intercepts it. This time Baird's up and winning the header for Ayr. Taggart opts to go back to Neil Parry, cool as you like. But Baird will win that again.
Jack Baird hasn't missed much in the air today for Ayr United either.
He's been very commanding. A very shrewd signing, I thought, from Ayr when it happened. Did well at Nick Morton last season. I thought it was a stick on that he would return to Capello, but Somerset was his destination and awarded with the armband.
Yeah, Morton fans were a bit gutted, to say the least, when he didn't come back to Capello. But yeah, he's been a great signing for Ayr United. He's a very solid centre half for this division.
Wee knock on the head there for the Ayr United. I think that might be Luke McCowan. Ayr United back in possession after the drop ball. Wee bit of hesitation there from Andy Graham, is latched onto by Smith, and he's skipped past Graham. He's skipping past a few defenders, uses Moffat. It's a chance for Houston to get the ball into the box. He's got two Alloa defenders to contend with, and they see the ball out for the throw in. Cam Smith does well there to dispossess Andy Graham, doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I'm not sure Mark Kerr was very happy with that. He turned away in a bit disgust. I think he wanted a shot away.
Houston puts the ball into the box. Andy Graham does well to clear that one. United forced back to the goalkeeper, much again to the displeasure of Mark here. Murdoch picks up the loose ball though and drives forward for the visitors. Moffat here looking inside to Chalmers. He keeps that going on the right to Muirhead. Finds McCowan inside. Great back heel from McCowan. Across a goal from Muirhead and turned home by Bruce Anderson. It's a fantastic goal from Ayr United. A great bit of trickery there from McCowan with the back heel, and it's 2-0 Ayr United.
Yeah, what a flick from McCowan there. I think he's done superbly. Great finish as well, instinctive.
Second goal for Ayr United in 59
It's a bit harsh there in the Wasps, I think, but it's just that combination, Chalmers, McCowan, causing problems, and this time it's Bruce Anderson that's found himself with an opportunity one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but they've done well to harvest that chance, and it's an uphill battle now for Peter Grant's men.
Yeah, and again, they've not played particularly poorly in this second half, but they've just been punished.
Sometimes I think that's just what Alloa are lacking a little bit, just that what we saw there from McCowan, that little extra bit of space, that little spark like we said at half time.
Yeah.
They've got great build-up play, they play football the right way, they do carve open some openings, but if they could just add a little bit of magic, that's what it gets you. It gets you opportunities like the one that Bruce Anderson was so thankful to receive. Offside from Alloa. Some Alloa players cutting a frustrated figure out here. But Peter Grant will ready his first sub. It will be Lee Connolly entering the fray.
What do you make of that, Kieran?
It's an interesting one. He's definitely a player of similar sort of ilk to what we were saying, a little bit of magic, a little bit of trickery on the wing. Don't think it's been a frustrating day for some of Alloa's front men. Ennis Murray, and probably one of the ones that would be considered to be going off. Need something a little bit special, a little bit different going forward, and hopefully it's Connolly that can bring that for the Wasps.
If it is Murray to go off, I think he's been a bit unlucky today. He's obviously had those couple of chances that just haven't fallen for him.
Yeah, I definitely don't put too much fault at his door. It has just not been his afternoon, and it's not for the want of trying. Ayr United just beginning to control the play a little bit more now that they've got that cushion of the second goal.
I wasn't going to correct you, Kieran, but I might do now. I just checked, and I think it was Andy Murdoch that got a goal and not Bruce Anderson.
Oh, was it Andy Murdoch?
Oh,
there we go.
They do look relatively similar on the pitch, and it was quite quick. So I didn't actually see who it was either.
There we go, indeed. Apologies to Andy Murdoch. There we are.
It was him. Good run into the box.
Yeah, he's come out of nowhere there. At least I've got the substitute right. It's Ennis Murray that is coming off for Lee Connolly.
Alloa substitution in 63 minutes. Joining the field of play is Lee Connolly, and coming off is Ennis Murray.
It's just a straight swap there, positional sense for Alloa, but the players just offer slightly different options going forward.
Connolly a bit more attacking, do you think?
Yeah, I think Connolly would offer a little bit more of a positive kind of, always looking to drive forward like he's done there, immediately getting the ball into the box. Unlucky not to win the corner there, but Sinisalo goes long, looking for Anderson. Taggart's header is back to Dick, and his clearance is shanked out for a throw-in. Alloa just seemed to have lost a little bit of fluidity in the last kind of 5-10 minutes after that goal. You can see Buchanan trying to rally the troops, but that second goal's really taking the wind out of their sails.
Exactly what I was just about to say. Yeah, it definitely looks they look a bit deflated now. 1-0, you know you're in it, but yes, the next goal's important at 2-0, but it's a big uphill task now to get that goal.
Ayr United pick up on that loose ball once again, and it's Bruce Anderson who finds McCowan. McCowan gives it to Moffat, back to Anderson, and his shot is driven wide, out for a goal kick for Alloa.
We talk about McCowan quite a lot on a weekly basis, and he's been very impressive today. I think he's obviously tricky, but he's getting his passes away, he's getting his crosses away, and obviously had that flick for the goal as well, second goal.
He's definitely got that little bit extra, doesn't he? And he's floating into positions it's very hard for the Alloa defenders to pick up. He's on the right wing 1 minute, and he's just easing out into the left, into the centre, picking up the areas of space, making himself a real nuisance.
He is just 22. I think we do tip him quite a lot to make that move up to the Premiership. I think you can see a couple of clubs in the top tier would probably do well to pick him up.
Many have done it from Ayr to the Premiership. That's another long ball that Sam Roscoe will have all day. And Ayr United come forward again. This time it's Cammy Smith in behind. He does well to earn a bit of space away from Robertson. Moffat now in a crowd of black and gold shirts, but it's a great 1-2 with Anderson, and Moffat drives across goal.
Nearly a second for Murdoch.
Andy Murdoch only needed to just get a wee toe on that, and that was his second of the afternoon.
Another great move from Ayr United. I think they carved Alloa open a little bit there, probably for clearly for one of the first times in the match.
Here come Alloa looking to get back into the game with Liam Dick.
Switches on.
Kevin Colley's
but he's lost it.
By Smith, and Ayr United break again. The play just breaking up for Alloa once more. Murdoch with a new sense of confidence drives forward. Good interchange there with Anderson. It's now Moffat out in the wing. Moffat coming forward, his cross is wild, out for a goal kick. We spoke about Murdoch and how he was coming back from an injury, and he was a wee bit rusty in the first half, but that goal has definitely done him the world of good.
He's looking just about to say the same thing as well. Yeah, definitely. He's controlling things a little bit more. He's bombing forward. He's supporting the attack, and he's making things happen in this second half for United. Alloa definitely look deflated. They can't really get a toe in at the moment when United come forward.
Yeah, they definitely need a lift from somewhere, as Hetherington looks to spark that with this attack. Grant looking for that option, switches it out to Robertson. It's a hard one for Robertson to deal with, and that's intercepted from Houston, who's bombing forward here on the left. But Grant is back to recover very well.
Superb challenge there from Ray Grant. That's a shove.
It's a shove there on Lee Connolly. And it's an opportunity for Alloa to get the ball into the box and maybe get themselves back into this game with 20 or so minutes left on the clock. Stephen Hetherington once again will take the free kick. It's a searching ball, and it's Liam Dick whose header is just flicked past the post. Needed a better connection there from Alloa's left back.
Yeah, it kind of landed straight on his head, and he probably should do much better with that one.
It's a great ball in from Hetherington into an area that you want it, and when you've got that much space in the box, you really ought to get one on target there. McCowan does well to flick that on, but it'll be an Alloa throw-in. Taggart goes long, but it's another one that Baird will have for a header, and McCowan latches on to the loose pass. He skips past Liam Dick superbly, cuts it back inside to Smith. Smith finds his partner once again. Dancing about is Luke McCowan on the edge of the area. Neat interchange with Moffat, skips onto his left foot, gives it back to Moffat. It's kind of bouncing about the edge of the box, and it's deflected just over the bar. Neat bit of play there from Ayr United, and another shot on goal.
Yeah, Luke McCowan's on one today. I think he's looking in the mood, and he's definitely, Ayr have stepped it up in the second half, but he definitely has as well. I think that was a lovely bit of play, just skipped past the Alloa defence almost.
Definitely high in confidence as Ayr United's winger. Searching ball into the box, cleared well from Alloa. Chalmers will get another chance to get the ball into the area. It's right across the face of goal, this time cleared by Graham. It's McCowan on the edge of the box, and the snapshot just wide. Look, McCowan picking up areas yet again and getting another half opportunity.
Yeah, not that well cleared by Alloa there, which is uncharacteristic from them.
Muirhead wins that header, and Ayr United come forward again. McCowan got two to contend with, opts to go back to Murdoch. Moffat out into the left to Houston. Neat little bit of play from Ayr United, finds Smith. He drives that across goal, and it's cleared well from Taggart. Moffat trying to flick it over the head of Colley. Colley does well and wins a free kick for Alloa. Liam Dick looking for options, not many on for him here.
I think that's kind of been the story of the second half so far for Alloa.
Colley finds a little bit of room now to drive into it. And he slips through Robertson, who cuts it back, and cleared from Baird only as far as Colley. Colley's forced out wide by Chalmers. He wins a corner for Alloa.
Yeah, Colley did well there. Great run into the box or out wide from John Robertson, and a good ball in, but nothing on the end of it again.
We have an opportunity to get the ball into the box with the corner kick. Connolly goes short, but decides against the idea. Hetherington whips it in, it's punch clear from Sinisalo and helped away from Luke McCowan. Connolly will try get it back into the area, but he's dispossessed far too easily by McCowan, but Robertson's flying in for the challenge. And he's won a free kick, I'm not quite sure what for, but
studs up a little bit, apparently, according to the referee. Somebody's going in the book as well.
Could be going in the book for dissent too, but there's a shake of hands from the players, so maybe there was something. Doesn't seem to be too many complaints on the pitch, maybe just in the dugout, so maybe there was something in it that we couldn't just see. Chalmers picks up the yellow card. Hetherington over the free kick, maybe in more of a shooting position than his previous free kicks. Hetherington, free kick comes off the wall and out for a throw-in.
The ball did its job there. I think Hetherington will be disappointed not to get, or at least test the keeper with that one.
And it's gone from bad to worse from Alloa as they don't win the throw-in, and Ayr United have possession once again. Peter Grant and Paddy Connolly in deep discussions over the notepad. Surely if Stefan Skugel's fit, or if Robert Thompson's fit and ready, you would expect to maybe see one of those two into the fray.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned when we were chatting before the Thompson came on and noised up the Hearts defence a little bit on Saturday last week, so I think if he can do that again this week, it gives Alloa a chance.
Baird does well again to win the header. Grant turns himself out of trouble, puts it back to Scott Taggart. Harry goes long looking for Dick. Dick's header is flicked on, but it's flicked out for a throw-in. I think the game is going exactly the way that Mark Kerr would want it. It's more or less died to death. There's not much flow for any team for passages of play or anything like that. And if you're 2-0 up, that's kind of what you want going into the last 15 minutes.
I think Ayr have Alloa kind of at the arm's length at the moment and dealing with them quite comfortably.
Just not breaking for the Wasps. But it is a substitution. It is Kevin Colley whose afternoon is up, and it will be Robert Thompson, joint top goal scorer this season for Alloa, that will be coming on.
Substitution for Alloa in the 76th minute, leaving the field of play is Kevin Colley, and he's been replaced by number 19, Robert Thompson.
Thompson will become that focal point. I think Alloa will go a bit longer now.
Definitely gives you an option to hit. Buchanan has held the ball up quite well this afternoon, but in the last kind of 20 minutes or so it has been anything going forward is just becoming straight back at Alloa, so hopefully Thompson will be able to make it stick up there.
A little more of a strike duo as opposed to just the one up front potentially as well. Well, I'm not sure what that does for Connolly out left here.
Definitely seems to be sticking out to the left, but it's Ayr United that are still in possession, but it's a wild ball out from Baird. Graham looks to find Robert Thompson, and his first involvement in the game is a great header out to Troughton. Troughton's pass is loose though, and it's intercepted from Anderson. And Troughton comes in heavy on McCowan.
Maybe got a little bit of a nick, but it definitely sounds great.
It definitely looked like he got some of the ball. If we maybe just think Barry Cook's just telling him to calm down a little bit, but I think I would tend to agree with Troughton. He did definitely get something on the ball. Liam Dick's clearance is out for another throw-in for Ayr United. more frustration for the Wasps. Grant's clearance isn't a strong one, and Ayr United come forward once again. Smith and Chalmers combining. Moffat puts out in the wing to Houston, who drops it back in to Chalmers, who puts it into the box, but it's cleared well by Dick.
Ayr have been finding much more of those pockets of space just outside Alloa's box in the second half, which has obviously brought some opportunities.
Combining well, that kind of front 3-4. Troughton looking for the pass. He's weaving in about the middle of the park, but finds a little bit of space now with Grant. Robertson drives the ball into the middle. It's cleared well from Aaron Muirhead. Options are still up on the edge of the box for Hetherington to hit, but Muirhead will clear that well.
And that's a dangerous clearance for Graham to deal with. He does well.
Taggart looks to go long for Robert Thompson, and it's gone out once again. Not much time left for Alloa to get back into the game, but an opportunity maybe here for the Wasps as Taggart looks to find a bit of space. Does find Buchanan in the box. He's forced out though, but he'll put it back out to his right back. It's a good ball in the box for Taggart. Troughton's header, and it's looping, and has that crossed the line? The net definitely moved. The Alloa players claim it, and unlike Ayr United's opener, the linesman has judged that one not to cross the line.
I think we'd love to see that one again. I think potentially could have been an Alloa player that rippled the net rather than the ball, but
potentially. It was a good flick-on header from Troughton, and it just needed Thompson to bundle it over the line, but it seems that it stuck into the hands of Sinisalo.
It looks for all the world like he was going to bundle it in, but Sinisalo comes away with the ball in his hands.
And I don't want to sound like a broken record or anything, but that opportunity just kind of sums up this afternoon, and bar the Hearts game, Alloa season so far, you know, they just get so close, but it's that final wee bit of luck that you need, and we're just not getting it just now. Here come Ayr United looking to rub salt in the wounds.
He's won the ball, but
it's a strong challenge.
Happy with it.
Here come Alloa on the break after that. Strong challenge from Hetherington. It's a great ball from Grant, but it's just too long from Buchanan. Game getting a little bit feisty, but the referee's not blowing his whistle for either of those kind of fouls.
Peter Grant's not happy with that one. Looked like Lee Connolly got tripped or shoved. The through ball from Grant, a bit too heavy as well, unfortunately.
A little bit too heavy as well. Looked like it was great accuracy when it left his foot, but like you say, just a little bit too much on it. Oh, that's a stray elbow there from Cammy Smith. And that's a yellow card there, and that's a second yellow card for Cammy Smith. It's a silly one from Ayr United's number 14. It's a stray elbow there from Ayr United's forward man. Just a little bit silly there from Smith, and it's definitely caused tensions here on the touchline between Peter Grant, Mark Kerr and Aaron Muirhead.
I think you've been paying attention to what's been happening on the pitch. I've been looking at the touchline here, Kieran, and I think Aaron Muirhead is not happy with Peter Grant, and Peter Grant's not happy with Aaron Muirhead at all.
It's definitely an elbow, isn't it? You could see it a mile off.
There was a flailing arm, definitely. You can't argue with a flailing arm in this day and age.
I think there was a resignation of acceptance from Mark Kerr as well. I don't think there's too many complaints about the foul.
Does it open a door for Alloa?
Potentially, as Grant has a snapshot and it's just over the bar, and that's very, very close from Raymond Grant. It certainly would make an interesting last 5 minutes if that one had went in, or if Thompson's one had crossed the line and they were just searching for that one goal with the extra man. It's a big ask for 2 goals, but and it will be Michael Miller that will enter the pitch to shore up that Ayr United midfield.
Yeah, it looks like Michael Moffat's coming off for him as well, so it's definitely to shore up that midfield now. Michael Miller will just sit, as he has done for most of the season so far.
A 4-4-1 is the formation that we can hear from the touchline.
United substitution, leaving the field of play was number 7 Michael
Thompson
Moffat.
Does well to win that flick on header.
Number 8 Michael
But it's
Miller.
great battling play from Ayr United. And it's late from Stephen Hetherington on Miller. It's definitely, I wouldn't say a nasty atmosphere, but it's definitely a tense atmosphere out there in the pitch and the dugout. So in the second half,
Yeah, there's a few late challenges going on. Miller's actually gone out to the right hand side, if it is that 4-4-1 as you mentioned, Kieran.
Liam Dick's header is straight out for a throw in. Muirhead keeping it in that corner there.
I think the ref will be blown for a foul at some point. No, Alloa have done well to get it away.
Connolly's clearance though is picked up from Chalmers, and it's good play from Murdoch to find McKeown. His ball is loose though. Connolly goes long looking for Thompson. It's another good flick on from the striker.
Well there, Thompson.
Robertson's ball is a poor one though.
I think Robertson could have taken a touch there.
And Ayr United are relieved of the pressure with a foul there.
Yeah, Robertson takes a touch there. He's got a little bit more time, and a little bit more time for the Alloa attackers to get into the box, because he's just aiming at one at that front post. There was 2 teaming in. Robert Thompson was one of them at the back post.
And the clock is ticking down in this game, and so are Alloa's chances of getting anything from it. There's Thompson on the left. It's a P-roller into the box, and it's cleared from Sam Roscoe. Robertson's long ball is won by Thompson. But the second ball and the loose ball had been picked up from Ayr, and they'll maybe counter. It's a good ball out from McKeown to Bruce Anderson. Is he going to opt to go into the box, or will they keep it in that corner? He just slows the play down, finds Murdoch. McKeown now. Ayr United quite happy to keep it in the corner here. Here come Alloa looking to break on Ayr. Taggart doesn't beat Jordan Houston and fills him, and Ayr United have a free kick. Ayr United will make another substitution, and to be honest, I think Ayr United will leave Alloa with all 3 points now.
Yeah, I think it's looking like that. Time's ticking down. Ayr making another sub just to tick that time down a little bit more. Mark McKenzie's coming on, young lad. Not had too much match action, but he's a young lad, and I think he's obviously made the bench today, so he's highly thought of.
United's second substitution, leaving the field
Plaudits from his manager.
Bruce Anderson, being replaced by number 22, Mark McKenzie.
Interesting for me that Mark Kerr's not brought on Ennis Cameron or Dario Zanata.
No, obviously it doesn't feel like he's needed to use any more attacking options with the game already pretty much wrapped up. And that's a foul from Mikey Miller on Alan Troughton. Taggart looking for the options. Doesn't seem to be many openings for Alloa here. They'll have to find something. They'll have to find something quickly as Hetherington wins the foul. It's taken quickly to Dick. Dick puts the ball into the box. It's cleared easily though. Grant picks it up and switches it out onto the right to Scott Taggart.
It's poor from Taggart.
And that's a foul there, and it's just a sign of frustration there from Alan Troughton, who receives a yellow card. It's been a disappointing second half for Alloa. They showed a lot of promise in the first half, but it's just not really come off for them in the second.
No, it hasn't. I think Ayr have kicked on to a little bit of another level. Alloa haven't been able to match that, unfortunately. I think that there's been a lot of signs that it's just been not Alloa's day.
That free kick is long, it's out for a goal kick. Neil Parry will look to take it quickly.
Does need to be Alloa's day some point soon, Kieran, you'd like to think.
I know, you'd hope so, you'd definitely hope so. There's some teams, there's still plenty of teams round about Alloa, there's still plenty to fight for this season. But with a shortened 27 game season, it's crucial that they start putting some points on the board. Liam Dick puts the ball into the box. Thompson making a nuisance of himself once again, but it's cleared well from Ayr. Connolly will now look to invite pressure on, but again,
it's well defended from Ayr.
Cleared away. Thompson flicks it on well, finds Buchanan, and Buchanan's flick on is into the hands of Sinisalo. And much like Alloa's afternoon, it's just not come off in the final third.
That was probably the chance. Probably just would have been a consolation with time ticking down, but yeah, that was another big chance there. Great flick on from Thompson.
Even if you look at the second half and you say that could have been a consolation, they could have had 2 goals in the last kind of 10 minutes, and there's another opportunity there. So Peter Grant will be so frustrated that even though they've not played well in the second half, they've still had opportunities to get back in this game that they've just not been clinical enough to take, or just not had the break of the ball to take these opportunities.
No, I think Peter Grant will definitely be frustrated today, and that error is well swept up from Neil Parry there.
He's coming out into defence, but the referee blows full time here at the indoor drill. It's a frustrating afternoon for Alloa. They are 2-0 losers to Ayr United. It was goals from Luke McCowan in the first half and Andy Murdoch in the second half. They had a couple of chances, Alloa, but it just wasn't their day, and they have come out on the wrong end of a 2-0 defeat. Chris, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we were just summing it up there before the final whistle went. I think Alloa will be frustrated with that. Peter Grant will be very frustrated because Alloa have had a few chances. Things just didn't fall for Ennis Murray a couple of times. things didn't fall for Robert Thompson trying to bundle Sinisalo in the back of the net in the second half there late on, but Ayr were clinical. Really, I think they were much better in the second half, even though they got their first goal in the first half. So I think Ayr deserved the win, unfortunately for Alloa.
They definitely upped their game in the second half, and there was no reply for a frustrated Alloa side. So it's still no wins on the board for the Wasps. They'll have to look